can join and make the most of it. जल्दी जल्दी सबको बुला लो. We'll wait for 1-2 minutes, then we'll start. Right, Ayush?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all who are attending the session from their air-conditioned rooms. Hope you are all doing well. Vision CA welcomes you all in the webinar for the study plan regarding how to clear your CAFC May 21 attempt, of course. And the session will be concluded by a live Q&A session where we will be solving all your doubts. But before that, let me ask our panelists to introduce themselves. CA Ashvi, please start with the proceedings.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I hope you guys are doing good. And I think for May 21 specifically, your studies might be going on in full-fledged. So yeah, this webinar I think would help you in gearing up a little, and some advices from your seniors obviously do help in your even during your exams and during the study period. So let's go about with it. So basically, I am CA Ashvi Ashish Shah, and I cleared in May 2019 attempt. Yeah, so basically I come from the CPT version of CA, but have enough experience to guide you guys with some points that are, you know, not specific to CA Foundation, but throughout it would help you throughout your CA career and CA studies. Currently, I'm working with Citibank as a financial planning and analyst, and look forward to see you guys become chartered accountants in 3.5 years from now.
Thank you, Ashvi.
Yes.
Nancy?
Hello guys, hope you all are doing well. I am Nancy Jain, and currently I am a CA finalist and I am doing my articleship in KS Iyer firm. And yeah, I will be mentoring on paper 1 of CA Foundation. I was from CFC route, and I will be mentoring on paper 1 accountancy. And yeah, I got 50th rank in my CA Foundation exam. So yeah, I will be helping you about how you will be planning for your accountancy paper.
Hetvi?
Yeah, sorry, Ayush. Did you take my name? Yeah.
Sorry, I called Hetvi.
Yeah. Sorry. Hetvi Prithvi mix हो गया. No worries.
Hetvi,
Hello. Yeah. Hello everyone. So I'm Hetvi. I am also a CA finalist and I'm doing my articleship from KPMG. I'll be guiding you for your foundation route as I am from the same route. Now others will continue.
Thank you, Hitvi. Prathamesh.
Hello guys, my name is Prathamesh and I cleared my CA Inter in November 20. Now I am doing my articleship from PwC in Stat Audit and I was a ranker at CFC All India rank 18th. So yeah, I would be taking your doubts in the last session of the lecture.
Thank you, Prathamesh. Darshan.
Hi guys, I am Darshan Shah. Currently pursuing my BAF from HR College along with CA, and I'll be guiding you all for preparation of your economics and PCK paper.
Thank you, Darshan. Kenil. Kenil, are you there? Okay, I think he isn't there. And lastly, I will be, I am Ayush Tulsian. I am pursuing my BCom from HR College of Commerce and Economics, and I am doing my articleship from Choksi and Choksi LLP. Also, I have cleared my CA Foundation and CA Inter in first attempt. So I will be taking up paper 3. But since Kenil isn't there, I guess, so I will also be taking up with paper 2. So starting up with the paper 1, Nancy, would you guide the students regarding the study plan? Like how do they go with the paper and what all is to be needed as a student to do?
Yeah, sure. Um, First of all, in CA Foundation exam, it is very easy to score above 40, but sometimes it becomes difficult to score above 200 out of 400. And accounts is a subject which will help you to get your overall aggregate of 200. So some people say that it is difficult to score above 80 and 90 in accounts because it is a theoretical, you have to, it's not an MCQ. So I will be saying that no, this is not at all right, and you can easily score above 80 or 90 in your account subject. I got 94 out of 100 in accounts, so it's totally easy. The only thing which you need to do is a practice. You don't have to just go through from the practical sums of the module. You have to practice the sums. The only thing which will help you to score in accounts is to do practice. So yeah, first of all you have to just do all the practical sums of the module, like it is your bible. Merely 65 to 70% of the paper of accounts just come from the module. The only thing which they do is they just change their numerical numbers or their names, or they just change the adjustments from the only, they do just this thing. So you have to first go through your module. आपको अपने मॉड्यूल के सारे प्रैक्टिकल सम सॉल्व करने हैं, कुछ भी ऑप्शन में नहीं छोड़ना है. जो उनका मेथड है वही आपको मोस्टली फॉलो करना चाहिए. एंड फिर जब आपका प्रैक्टिकल सम सारे हो जाते हैं, उसके बाद आपको थियोरी के ऊपर फोकस करना चाहिए. थियोरी के क्वेश्चंस भी आते हैं, but you don't have to go through all the theory questions और पूरा theory के chapters आपको read नहीं करने हैं. I will prefer you to go through RTP, MTP and जो module के पीछे के question answers होते हैं theory में, आपको वो चीज पे ज्यादा focus करना चाहिए. Mostly उन्हीं में से आता है. And जो ऊपर बाकी के जो theory के chapters है वो आपको read करने चाहिए कि अगर बाय चांस एग्जाम में आ जाते हैं तो आप उसके बारे में लिख सको. नाउ द चैप्टर 1 व्हिच इज थियोरेटिकल फ्रेमवर्क एंड चैप्टर 2, ये दोनों चैप्टर और कुछ नहीं है, आपके 11th के ही है. 11th में भी आपने ये दोनों चैप्टर्स पढ़े थे, बस द ओनली थिंग 11th में कोई ध्यान नहीं देता है अकाउंट्स में इतना स्टार्टिंग के थियोरी में. सो आप लोगों को इतना चीज डिफिकल्ट पड़ता है. बाकी चैप्टर 1 एंड चैप्टर 2 ऑफ सीए फाउंडेशन इज नथिंग बट योर 11th स्टैंडर्ड का थियोरी. and it's totally easy. Chapter 2 mein, it's so easy. It's ledger, trial, balance, subsidiary reports, which you have been doing from 11th and 12th. So it is not at all difficult. You have to just go through once all the particulars and everything. Chapter 3 is bank reconciliation statement, which you have already done in 11th standard, and that is also very easy. But the inventories and concept and accounting and depreciation is also done in 11th standard. So basically in foundation exam, it's all मतलब only that you have done in 11th and 12th, बस उसका थोड़ा level जो है वो बढ़ा देते हैं, sums की difficulty level थोड़ी बढ़ जाती है. The only thing I can suggest, what I did is, आप even days में या odd days में accounts practice कर सकते हैं with 3 to 4 hours. अगर आप हर even or odd days में 3 to 4 hours of accounts करेंगे, then and with practice, not through, you have to go through with practice, then you will be easily able to score above 80 in your account subject. And the another thing which I can tell you, बस कि option में कोई भी chapter मत छोड़ो, because you have to do all the chapters with 100% practice. So yeah, that's from my side. Thank
Okay,
you.
so practice is mandatory. To summarize what she said, practice is mandatory as you go for accounts, and also paper solving is a much important thing which we will cover later. That would be covered by Ashvi ma'am. Now we will be looking up at the law. So talking about law, I think Kenil isn't here still, so I will be taking up. For law, many people face problem that they aren't able to, like mesmerize each and everything, and they aren't able to recollect the concept while they are writing the paper. So writing practice is very much essential for that thing. And also many people think that they should know all these sections, which they should know, but at foundation level they don't expect you to be thorough with your section numbers. Instead, you should be thorough with the actual law, like the actual concept, the actual mentioning of the section. So you should actually be practicing what it is. Like, you have to write it as it is given in the module, and for that writing practice is essential. If we look at the Contract Act and the Companies Act and Sales of Goods Act, so these are the chapters where you can, like, they are a bit of lengthy, but then enough of writing practice and going through each and every part, not just going over it, but even you can refer the way they write answers in the MTP and RTP, the way they provide the solution for the MTP and RTP. The language that they write in is very essential, because in law you have to write in a bit legal language. This is what I think. And see, when I appeared for my foundation, I was very scared of this subject, to be very honest. And till the result day, I was worried whether if I will get good marks in it, whether I will clear or not in law. But then I scored good. I scored 62 in it. So it isn't that you have to worry about what you have to write, because if you have enough of writing practice, then you will surely get good marks in it. Now coming upon BCR, which we as a student generally don't prefer to work more on, because we think that if we do good in law, and if we just go for like 1 or 2 day for BCR, so that isn't an ideal way to approach towards it. Because even I used to think the same, that just 1 or 2 day for BCR and it would be all. But referring to the MTPs and RTPs for BCR is mandatory, because they
I just tell me what BCR is.
BCR, yeah. See, in BCR they would be giving you 2 paragraphs, 2 passages, and will be asking questions on it. and the remaining 2 questions, which consist of 20 marks, will be for writing skills, if I'm not wrong. So in passages, they basically ask for synonyms, antonyms, and 1, 2, 3 questions on the basis of your grammar, and 1 or 2 direct questions from the passages. So that would be like easy to tackle. But when it comes to synonyms and antonyms, the level of questions are good. So what I would suggest is to, like whenever you are free surfing on the internet, just try to be, like, see, if you are from a background where you read novels and all, then you won't face any problem. But then for students who are just okay with basic English and who aren't much of the good readers, for them it's mandatory to, there's a, if you Google test or something like that, English test, something like that. So they ask you synonyms and antonyms over there. So I guess it's wordplay or something. So you can be there and practice as much as you can, so that in your free time, of course. So that would really help. And regarding the writing skills part, uh, it's a basic mentality that Maharashtra board has put in, that the more you write in the writing skills, the more marks you get. But it isn't so in CAFC, because you have to write it in a very well precise manner, and वो कहते हैं ना, मतलब थोड़ा लिख के उसमें जो कंटेंट है वो बहुत सारा चीजों का कवर होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल वैसा ही लिखना है आपको लोगों को. So
And one question. So
yes.
this which we are talking about, so it comes for how many marks in foundation? Because I am from the CPT background. So this is like really first time I'm hearing this.
Sorry, didn't get you.
Yeah. So hi Ayush. So
Yeah.
I from the CPT background earlier.
Mhm.
Writing skill part in the foundation. So this was the first time I'm like, this is being introduced to me for the first time.
Actually, see, the paper 2 consists of 60 marks of law and 40 marks of business correspondence, wherein 20 marks is about the passage, in which they do ask you question, and they test your vocabulary, and the way we used to have it in our school, that we have to give a suitable end to the story, or we have to rephrase the story, that kind of things they do ask you in those 20 marks. And for the remaining 20 marks, they ask you for writing skills, in which there is précis writing, dialogue, interview, and 2 or 3 more topics. I am not much aware about it. Note making.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the basic structure of paper 2.
So we can actually relate this to this our subject in FY BCom, which is called business communication, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, I got it.
And this was okay for about paper 2, and now commencing with paper 3. So
Akash, before we move forward, I would like to add on something for particularly for law. So basically, लॉ में लॉ की लैंग्वेज लिखना उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है जितना आप लॉ का प्रोविजन करेक्टली लिख रहे हो उतना इम्पोर्टेंट है. ओके, सी, प्राइमा फेसी लॉ का स्टडी हैज टू बी डन इन 2 पार्ट्स. फर्स्ट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द लॉ, अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिक बिहाइंड वो लॉ क्या बोलना चाहता है, एंड देन यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द लैंग्वेज कि क्या लिखा है उन्होंने. ओके, सो प्राइमा फेसी योर फोकस शुड बी, मेरे को लॉ समझना है, अभी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट को बोलते हैं, मतलब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता क्या है वो समझना है, एंड देन उसको ट्रांसलेट करना है लॉ की लैंग्वेज में. अभी लॉ की लैंग्वेज क्या, एक बार पढ़ा 2 बार पढ़ा ना, वो यू विल गेट अ हैंग ऑफ इट. सो यू डू नॉट नीड टू रेक्टिफाई द लैंग्वेज ऑफ लॉ. एंड कमिंग डाउन टू द प्रेजेंटेशन पार्ट, प्रेजेंटेशन कैसे होनी चाहिए? फर्स्ट इट शुड बी के प्रोविजन लिखा, then next paragraph analysis, analyze it with the current situation or current question, and then last में observation और conclusion. 3 paragraphs में all three levels, CA Foundation, IP, Inter and final CA. All three levels, you have to keep this in mind that law papers are to be structured in this manner only. एंड पेपर भरने का मार्क्स नहीं मिलता है, जस्ट लाइक आयुष पॉइंटेड आउट, यहाँ पे पेपर भर के अपने को मार्क्स मिलेगा ऐसा नहीं है. You have to write in as much concise point as you can, like you know, everything should get covered, but एकदम लिमिटेड वर्ड्स में होना चाहिए. जरूरी नहीं है पूरा पेपर भर भर के लॉ लिखते रहो. You do not have to be scared of law. लॉ का पढ़ाई 2 बार किया अच्छे से हो सकता है. फर्स्ट टाइम यू हैव टू स्टडी द लॉ, अंडरस्टैंड द लॉ एंड देन लैंग्वेज में ट्रांसलेट करना है. सेकेंड टाइम पे भी आपको यही चीज फॉलो करनी है, like during your revision. So I had got a query from someone and I think I have covered it. So that basically depends on the cycle of revisions you have, but your structure of study for law should be this. पहले law समझो और फिर उसकी language समझो. पहले ही लैंग्वेज में रट्टा मारने मत जाओ, वरना फिर वो होएगा ही नहीं. आप लैंग्वेज रट्टा मारने के चक्कर में लॉ ही नहीं समझ पाओगे तो फिर एग्जाम में लिखोगे क्या? एग्जाम में वर्ड्स इधर उधर हो गए, लेकिन प्रोविजन का अगर कंक्लूजन सही आ रहा है, इफ यू आर एबल टू पोर्ट्रे योर प्रोविजन प्रॉपरली ना, तो मार्क्स मिल जाएगा. कोई एग्जामिनर मार्क्स नहीं काट सकता उसका. ओके. एंड ऑल्सो वन मोर थिंग, सेक्शन राइटिंग, सेक्शन नंबर्स का लिखना जरूरी नहीं होता है, बट अगर रॉन्ग सेक्शन कोट किया तो उसका नेगेटिव मार्क्स जाएगा. ओके. So yeah, we can move forward with the next subject.
Okay, so continuing, yeah, you were saying something?
One
Yes.
thing I want to add, Ayush. Hello. You able
Yes.
to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so one thing I want to add. So majorly the public audience, our public audience would be like of 12th standard, right? Correct. So they are attending the CA Foundation. So one thing I want to say, so you and you told about the writing practice. But I want to also add one thing. So this is the first professional exam which they are going to give in their life. So earlier till the time they are giving the 12th standard. So most of them might be getting 80 plus, 90 plus. So that thing would there in their boards, exam boards. But now coming back to professional exam, this is the first professional exam. They will actually, I'm not being negative, but they will actually be they will see a lot of obstacles and a lot of people will fail. Like the percentage passing would be around like 40%. Yeah, it for final it goes around 10%. So one to get that, understand the logic in all the subjects. If you understand the logic, राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस भी करो. राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस के साथ अगर 12th स्टैंडर्ड के जैसा ऐसा मत कर रहे जाना कि मेरे को हर एक ब्रीफ लिखना है, हर एक सब कुछ में लिखते जाओगा, वैसा मत करना. दिस इज अ प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम. यू हैव टू कवर ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. ऑल्सो राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस विल हेल्प यू रिटेन अ लॉट. बट ऐसा ना हो कि तुम राइटिंग लिखते ही जाओ लेकिन कुछ समझो नहीं.
Very correctly said.
प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम ये आपको फाउंडेशन में चलो हो जाएगा, फिर इंटर सीए और सीए फाइनल में तुम्हारे पास 20-20, 25-25 बुक होगी जो 1000 पेज की होगी, वो आप नहीं लिखने बैठोगे. So this was one thing I just wanted to add on कि you have to do smart, you have to be smart, you have to do smart studies. Also you have to also work hard logically. Yeah, that was from my end.
Thank you, sir. Now continuing with paper 3. So for paper 3, now we come to the MCQ part. And in MCQ, what one would prefer is to scribble a lot, to solve as many MCQs as you can, to just go through each and every sum that you see that is in front of your eyes, to scribble it in your book and to get, like a better understanding along with better practice. It's obviously maths. For students who are from maths background in 11th and 12th, it would be easy for them as much of the portion is the same. But for students who have opted for SP in their 11th and 12th, it would be a bit difficult. So for them, the scribbling won't be that good an option in at the first sight. But they have to go through the sums as raw sum, as you're appearing for a 5-mark sum or a 3-mark sum. You have to actually get to know the basic idea and concept regarding the sums that you solve. And for the last 2 months revision, I would like to suggest that take each and every chapter single day and do all the MCQs that you find for that particular chapter. Like take a target to complete one chapter in a day and just complete with it. So, but for chapters which are big in size, like chapter number 8, calculus. So you can split it into two, differential calculus and integral calculus, and accordingly you can plan your studies and get this maths paper done within like 15 to 20 days. I guess 19 chapters are there. Yeah, so 20 days. You will be solving all the MCQs in your module, the scanners that you have, and MTP, RTP, and past papers. Also, your classes material, which they would provide. So, have a habit of solving at least 200 MCQs a day. Like this was what I used to do during my maths exam, like during my CA foundation course. And for logical reasoning, yeah. So for logical reasoning, you have to be thinking deep. Like you have to literally draw things on the rough paper so as to get a clarity. You can't do it orally to save time. What many people they do now, they just solve it in their mind, or they just go for like to save the time, they just go through it. So that isn't preferable. Just pen and scribble each and everything down. Basically, that's the point. To scribble things, you will score good, because you can't solve it in mind. And for statistics part, they ask more of theoretical questions. So you have to be, like going through the theoretical aspects as well. And yeah, so we will be beginning with paper 4. Darshan?
Yeah.
Ayush, I can say something on paper 3.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so you can go to the previous slide.
Which one? 3A, 3B, or 3C?
3A.
Okay.
Okay, so this is slide 3. Okay, guys, during our times, our professor used to say something that there are some chapters which are of utmost importance when you do mathematics. So first one is time value of money. And the second one is sets, functions, and relations. And the third one is sequence and series. And lastly, permutation and combination. Now, ratio proportion are very easy. Like you all can cope up with that. Time value of money, you should solve the module and the MTP at least 3 times. Now you should know every concept of time value of money. My attempt was maybe November 19, and from time value of money, they asked about 25 questions from the 50 questions. So time value of money, permutation, combination, these are the most important. Now, permutation, combination, most of you feel that the sums are very hard and you cannot understand the logic. Just try and understand the logic, because it is a short possibility that they can ask at least 5 sums from permutation and combination, and that too from the module itself. Like you have 3 or 4 parts, and from the 4 parts of permutation combination, they will surely ask you 5 questions. And about the study material, you don't have to refer any study material other than the ICI material, not the scanners, not the past papers. I say, like, you can refer the MTP and the module and the AQBs that the ICI provide behind the module. Yeah, ICI is the Bible for a CS student, and you should only refer like ICI module for maths. The module is too big now, like you cannot see any other sums also from, like you don't have such time. And there are some illustrations, examples in the chapters. Do see that, because they short ask 2 or 3 questions from the illustration, and you hardly have to study about 50 illustration from all the chapters. About logical reasoning, they asked 3 questions from syllogism in our attempt. Now, syllogism, Ayush, you can go to the next slide. Yeah, syllogism, blood relations, and sequence. Syllogism, blood relations, sitting arrangements, and direction test. Yeah, these are the most important things. Like syllogism, they ask 3 questions. Blood relation, they short ask 2 or 3 questions. For sitting arrangement, they can ask 3 questions, and for direction test, they ask 1 question. Now, direction test, you can see it like it is very simple. Sitting arrangements also you have to apply some of your brains. Blood relations is very simple. You just have to draw a flow chart. And syllogism, you just have to remember 3 or 4 thumb rules, and that's all. And you can easily pass your paper from that. That's all from my side, Ayush.
Okay, so yeah, Darshan,
Yeah, I'll continue
yeah,
with it.
continue with paper 4.
So paper 4 is like the most favorite of all the C foundation students, as one can one it's easy to it's easier compared to other subjects, because y'all have did the subjects right earlier too, as it includes economics and business communication and knowledge. So both has the same weightage of 50 marks each. And one more important thing is that you should read the whole ICI study material, because the question comes from there only. Don't leave any line of the book, because the ICI can make a question from any of the line. And you should also uh, sums also comes from a few chapters. And let's go with economics. So for I would like to tell you all how I did the chapter sequence. So first you should do the first chapter, because it's about the introduction. Then since y'all have did the demand supply chapter in the 12th, so you should continue with that, as you can relate it to the 12th standard. Then you all should jump up to the types of markets. So as it includes all the perfect competition, monopoly and all, so it will be easier for you to relate compared to other. Then the business cycle chapter is important, because around 7 to 8 marks comes from there, and it's pretty short compared to other chapters. And at last you can go with the theory of production and cost. And from chapter 3 you will find many MCQs, as some as you know some you will find many MCQs, because it includes all the important chapters which you all will be studying in BCom, FI BCom, and a few numericals will also come from there. Now let's go with the 4B, which is business and communication knowledge. So this is mainly the practical aspect of what you'll do. So you'll have to relate it to the practical, because it includes what actually is being done in the corporates, right? So the first chapter is about the intro, which includes all the types of the companies and proprietorship and everything. So yeah, then you all should jump up to chapter 6, because it includes all the common business terminologies which you all should know, as these terminologies will be used and will have been used in other chapters too. So like you'll be able to relate it, understand it in a more better manner. Then you all should jump up to chapter 3, because it's like pretty much easy, as you'll have to learn the company's names and logos and everything, as this only comes from this chapter mostly as per till now. And you all can easily score 5 to 6 marks from there. Then you all can do the chapter 4 and the 5, and last chapter 2, because it's quite lengthy compared to others. Now you all should mainly focus on reading more and revising it continuously, and practicing the MCQs which are given behind the each chapter, because around 30 to 40% comes from there, and others will be from middle of the chapter, because you all know, like ICR don't want people only to do the behind the text questions. and you should also practice like after completing revising it for 3 to 4 times, you can solve more MCQs which you will get online or which you will provide you all, and try to give test as it will increase your speed of practice doing the attempting the questions. Yeah,
Okay,
that's all from my side. If you have any doubts, you can ask
wait a
later.
second. For doubts, I would like to add more points regarding this. See, business organization is a chapter which is quite difficult to remember. So, and it's not just for this chapter or for this subject. You can do it for anything to make the subject as convenient for you to, like read and to understand. So my idea for business organization is that you can make hashtags. You can make hashtags for each and every organization, and you can remember that in a uh, pretty easy way. So you can do this with any of the chapter, with any of the subject, but it's just that how you understand and how you make things easy. And now we will be knowing about the importance of MTP RTP solving from C. Ashvi, and also how many attempts MTPs and RTPs are to be referred.
Hi, thank you, Vish. So can we switch on to the other slide? Next slide. Yeah, hi. So module is Bible. That is the known fact now. So module is to be referred and is to be kept as your primary book, irrespective of whichever classes you go attend, and also you can basically have a combined book wherein you take some of the concepts which you feel are good from module, like which are explained properly from module, or some of the other classes notes if you feel like. So what did I do basically for my inter? In one particular subject, there were some inconsistencies between the module, not inconsistencies, but some of the things were explained in a very elaborate manner in module. So what did I do basically? I followed the elimination strategy. And this strategy is to be followed throughout, because CA is not as difficult as you think, but CA is very huge. CA subject is extremely huge, and that's why CA as a course is extremely huge, so covering everything would be difficult for you guys. So what do you have to do? First, if one particular subject has 100 pages, okay, you have to eliminate and ensure that in the next reading you have only 50 pages to be studied. How will you do that? You will eliminate those concepts which have been elaborated a lot, and you do not explanation खाली एक ही चीज एक ही बार समझना होता है अपने को. If there is a particular concept जिसको उन्होंने in detail explain किया हो, एक बार explanation अगर तुम्हारे दिमाग में बैठ गया ना, तो दूसरी बार तुमको explanation समझने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, so next time you only need to learn or memorize the main point. So what you are supposed to do, every page that you study, उसमें से जितना major point है ना, उतना खाली mark करो, बाकी पूरा eliminate हो जाना चाहिए while you are studying for the first time. सेकेंड टाइम जब स्टडी कर रहे हो ना, तभी उसी में से जो तुमने एलिमिनेट कर दिया उसको तो भूल ही जाओ, उसका कंसेप्ट तुम्हारे दिमाग में ऑलरेडी फिट है. तो दैट वाज अ कंसेप्चुअल स्टडी. ये जो स्टडी रहेगी वो आपकी रिविजनरी स्टडी रहेगी. वो रिविजनरी स्टडी में यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन ओनली द इम्पोर्टेंट स्टफ दैट यू हैव मार्क्ड आउट, राइट? ओके, सो ये इसमें क्या होगा कि आपका टाइम भी बचेगा, प्लस आप मल्टीपल रिविजन्स कर पाओगे. So this would be beneficial. Second thing, हाँ, अभी MTP RTP scanners, why are these important? आप जो पेपर में लिखोगे ना, उससे आपका मार्किंग होएगा, और उसी के बेसिस पे एग्जामिनर आपको जज करेगा कि आपको कितना आता है कितना नहीं आता. You can be amazing with all your concepts. You can be amazing with provisions. इधर रट्टा है सारे provisions law के आपके, for example. लेकिन अगर एग्जाम में आप लिख नहीं पा रहे हो तो फिर क्या फायदा? अगर लिखना है अगर उसको करेक्टली मेंशन करना, मतलब करेक्टली कैसे लिखना है, उतना भी आपको पता रहेगा ना, तो आपके लिए बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल हो जाएगा, वेयर इन यू विल नॉट स्पेंड मच टाइम इन एक्सप्लेनिंग, एक मतलब लाइक यू नो फॉर एग्जांपल जो चीज अगर एक सेंटेंस में एक्सप्लेन हो सकती है, अगर आपने राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस की हुई है, उसका मल्टीपल पेपर्स के उसके आंसर्स पढ़े हुए हैं, तो यू विल बी हैविंग अ हैंग ऑफ कैसे आंसर लिखना है, ठीक है। तो एग्जाम में एग्जामिनर आपका आंसर पेपर जो है ना, उसके बेसिस पे ये जज करेगा कि तुम सीए बनने के काबिल हो कि नहीं, ठीक है। तो ये जो एग्जाम का पेपर रहेगा ना आपका, दैट हैज टू बी सो प्रिसाइज, मतलब उतना प्रिसाइज होना चाहिए कि भाई वो सामने वाले को लगे कि हाँ तुम्हें काबिलियत है। इफ यू हैव द पोटेंशियल बट यू डू नॉट शो इट इन योर पेपर, तो तकलीफ होएगा। इसके लिए पेपर सॉल्विंग इज मस्ट। अभी पेपर सॉल्विंग आई डू नॉट टेल कि पूरा सब्जेक्ट खत्म होने के बाद में पेपर सॉल्विंग करो, क्या करो, आज दिन का पढ़ाई किया ना, तो आज दिन के पढ़ाई में जो भी पढ़ाई किया, रैंडमली मम्मी डैडी किसी को भी बोलो, रैंडमली इसमें से कुछ भी सम्स उठाओ, कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस उठाओ, 3-4 क्वेश्चन आज के दिन का आज खत्म कर लो, तो आज के दिन का आज टेस्ट खत्म हो जाएगा, एंड देन मूव फॉरवर्ड टू द नेक्स्ट सब्जेक्ट नेक्स्ट डे। सो डेली बेसिस पे आपका टेस्ट हो जाएगा ये। RTP, MTP scanners, these are important because these have bundle of questions. ये मॉड्यूल के ही questions कुछ ना कुछ इधर उधर करके पूछे रहेंगे, but these are important because उसमें आपको पता चलेगा कि आपको आंसर कैसे लिखना है। Recommended past 3 attempts का RTP, MTP और वो स्कैनर में तो चलो वो सब सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, बट RTP और MTP past 3 attempts का और past 3 attempt के पेपर सॉल्व करने हैं। तो इतना आप स्ट्रेटेजाइज करके चलो, जब भी पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, इन योर फर्स्ट रीडिंग you have to completely focus on understanding the concept and memorizing as much as you can. सेकेंड रीडिंग के टाइम पे यू हैव टू डू दिस, रिविजन करना है और फिर बाद में साथ में टेस्ट, मतलब रैंडमली क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करना है। तो डेली टेस्ट, डेली जो पढ़ाई किया आज टेस्ट खत्म हो जाना चाहिए, फिर नेक्स्ट डे नेक्स्ट चीज चालू होगा। ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू प्लान योर स्टडीज। अभी आई थिंक हाँ, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। या सो डिटेल प्लान, अभी डिटेल प्लान में I think there are a few questions which are being answered on chats as well. If in case some of the questions are left now, so you can take it up in the question answer round. So that is there for probably after we are done with this detailed plan, we will open up for question answer round. So for detailed plan, how do you plan your day? How do you study? Like now, if we talk about 1 month prior to your exams or probably your revision time, you have to keep a strategy of 2 hours at a time. Okay, 2 hours at a time पढ़ाई करो and then 15 मिनट का ब्रेक लो। ये 2 hours में सूसू के लिए भी नहीं उठना है, उतना you have to be diligent towards your studies. 100% dedication होना चाहिए. Now these 2 hours multiplied by 4, this is minimum study period, and this is the effective study period that should be there. Abhi when you go to inter and when you go to final na, tabhi this would be 3 hours into 4. ठीक है, तो technically I tell them to study for 12 hours effective study in a day. Okay, for you guys it is 2 hours 2 hours at a time into 4. और पॉसिबली अगर हो सके कि भाई तुमको टाइम ज्यादा लग रहा है तो इंटू 5 कर दो, 10 घंटा दिन का इफेक्टिव स्टडी होना चाहिए. दिस डज नॉट इंक्लूड कि हम बुक खोल के बैठे हैं 2 घंटे तक बस बुक को देख रहे हैं. हमको बुक को ताड़ना नहीं है, बुक स्कैन नहीं हो जाएगा अपने दिमाग में. इफेक्टिव स्टडी हैज टू बी, सो दैट इज व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू कीप अ टारगेट ऑफ 2 hours, फिर 15 मिनट का ब्रेक लो एंड देन अगेन सिट फॉर 2 hours. ओके, देन how do you exactly plan? अभी नंबर ऑफ सिंपल सी बात है, 4 सब्जेक्ट है, 4 सब्जेक्ट है, कौन सा सब्जेक्ट आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग है, कौन सा सब्जेक्ट आपका वीक है, वो आइडेंटिफाई कर लो. जो सब्जेक्ट आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग है उसको मेंटेन करना है और जो सब्जेक्ट आपका वीक है उसको स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना है. ठीक है, अभी सीए फाउंडेशन इज बेसिकली 11th 12th का थोड़ा सा हायर वर्जन. CA फाउंडेशन में you will not be having much of new concepts. For example, अभी 3 सब्जेक्ट को आपके देखे हुए हैं, अकाउंट्स है, मैथ्स है, इकोनॉमिक्स है, ये सब्जेक्ट्स तो आपके देखे हुए हैं. लॉ एक नया सब्जेक्ट आपके लिए. ये 3 सब्जेक्ट्स आपकी पढ़ाई हो चुकी है 11th 12th में, तो कहीं ना कहीं इन सब्जेक्ट्स को आप स्ट्रॉन्ग बना सकते हो. आया लॉ या बिजनेस कम्युनिकेशन वाला जो पार्ट है, पेपर 2 आई थिंक, that particular subject is completely new for you guys, so that could be a weak point. तो उसको डेली बेसिस पे 1 hour 2 hours के लिए पढ़ो, एंड बाकी का जो स्लॉट मैंने बोला 2 hours into 4, उसमें बाकी के जो 3 सेशंस ऑफ 2 hours रहेंगे ना, उसमें अपना डेली का पढ़ाई करो, मतलब डेली का स्टडी करो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन अ मंथ डिवाइड, अगर एक मंथ 1 month में यू डिवाइड इट 7 days पर सब्जेक्ट यू विल बी स्टडिंग, ठीक है, और टेक इट 10 days पर सब्जेक्ट यू विल बी स्टडिंग, और एक सब्जेक्ट जो होगा वो आपका डेली बेसिस पे पढ़ाई होगा. ओके, प्रेजेंटेशन का है. हाँ, सो हाँ, तो one week subject will be there throughout, wherein एक पूरे महीने के लिए you will be studying for that subject, and rest of the time you will be studying for the subject in which you are strong at. तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है, डेली आप अपना एक वीक सब्जेक्ट स्ट्रॉन्ग बना रहे हो, और आपका जो नॉर्मल स्टडी जो हो रहा है ना, उसमें आपका जो स्ट्रॉन्ग सब्जेक्ट रहेगा या फिर जो सेमी स्ट्रॉन्ग सब्जेक्ट है, मतलब एक डिसेंट सब्जेक्ट है, वो मेंटेन रहेगा. Okay, so this is how you have to plan your studies. You have to identify your strength and weakness. वो आपको कोई और बताएगा नहीं, ठीक है. Second point, in entire CA course, actually third point, in entire CA course there is no subject that is your favorite or non-favorite. क्योंकि ICI कौन से सब्जेक्ट में तुम्हारी बैंड बजाएगा ना, वो तुमको पता ही नहीं है, ठीक है. तो ये मेरा फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट है, इसको मैं 10 दिन तक पढ़ूंगा, और ये 3 सब्जेक्ट मेरे फेवरेट नहीं है, इसको मैं 3 दिन में खत्म कर दूंगा, ऐसा नहीं कर रहा है. सब सब्जेक्ट्स को अपने स्ट्रेंथ्स एंड वीकनेसेस के हिसाब से टाइम अलोकेट करके और सही रिस्पेक्ट देके पढ़ाई करो. बिकॉज इफ इन केस ऐसा हुआ कि आपका जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो वाला पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट इतना टफ पूछ लिया कि यार तुम उसमें भी मतलब मार खा गए, तो आपका जो वीक सब्जेक्ट है उसमें भी बैंड बजेगी और स्ट्रॉन्ग सब्जेक्ट में भी बैंड बच जाएगी. सो नो पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट इज योर फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट. डू नॉट टैग एनी कि मेरे को इसमें मजा आता है और मैं यही पढ़ाई करूंगा. नहीं, ICI नहीं समझेगा. ICI जिसमें बैंड बजानी है उसमें बजा देगा, वो आपका फेवरेट हो या ना हो उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Okay, so I think this would cover up. So one more thing, for 1.5 days of before your exam. अब मैंने जो पहले आपको elimination strategy बोली, this particular strategy is basically to cover up your entire syllabus in 1.5 days. ये 1.5 days में अगर आपका पूरा सिलेबस, पूरा बुक अगर आपके आँख के नीचे से गुजर रहेगा ना, तो एग्जाम के 3 घंटे में जो कॉन्फिडेंस होगा ना, दैट वुड बी लाइक बियॉन्ड इमेजिनेशन. मतलब इतना फाड़ू पेपर आप लिख पाओगे ना, मजा आ जाएगा पेपर लिखने के लिए. बट इफ इन केस ऐसा हुआ कि यार आँख के नीचे से नहीं गुजरा है, तो कभी ना कभी पढ़ा है, आता है, लेकिन वो ना कॉन्फिडेंस उतना नहीं आएगा पेपर लिखते टाइम पे. So basically, to have that confidence, it is you have to ensure that in that 1.5 days you have to plan your studies in a way, इतना eliminate कर दो कि यार ये 1.5 दिन में पूरा सब्जेक्ट खत्म हो जाए. खाली उतना relevant, मतलब entire subject is to be glanced through in that 1.5 days, but in detail कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ना है वैसा. मतलब that is your call, but if in case अगर ऐसा होए कि मतलब ये particular chapter के लिए थोड़ा सा time extra देना है, तो that you have to manage. But I cannot tell you कि यार इसमें इतना टाइम स्लॉट अलॉट करो, इसमें इतना टाइम स्लॉट अलॉट करो. That you have to decide basis your strengths. Okay, how to study case studies. Case study simple है, provision पढ़ाई किया, provision की पढ़ाई करने के बाद में you know the logic of that provision. You have to apply that to the case study. Once, see, case study is not rocket science. Case study is only understanding and application of that particular provision. इफ इन केस अगर एग्जाम में केस स्टडी का नाम भी याद नहीं आ रहा है, तो एक मिनट, सॉरी, आई टुक योर क्वेश्चन I misunderstood your question. Are you asking about case study or case law? Okay, case law, yeah. तो मेरा explanation ठीक जा रहा है. So हाँ, तो बेसिकली केस लॉ के लिए क्या करना है कि तुम्हारा जो प्रोविजन है दैट यू रिमेम्बर, यू जस्ट नीड टू अप्लाई दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोविजन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस लॉ. ठीक है. नाउ हाउ डू यू स्टडी दैट? रट्टा रिमेम्बर कैसे करने का, उसको मेमोरी एक बार समझ में आ गया, याद रह जाएगा एक बार के लिए, वांदा नहीं. किसी को एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए हम टशन में बोल सकते हैं, वो भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सेकंड, आप कैसे उसको याद कर सकते हो? तो मेक अ मिनी वॉइस रिकॉर्डिंग फॉर योरसेल्फ. ये पर्टिकुलर केस लॉ का ये लॉजिक है, दिस इज द प्रोविजन एंड दिस इज अ लॉजिक बिहाइंड दिस पर्टिकुलर केस लॉ. उसके लिए आपका शॉर्ट 3 to 4 मिनट्स का वॉइस रिकॉर्डिंग होना चाहिए. ऐसे मल्टीपल केस लॉज आपके रहेंगे. ये आपको स्ट्रेटेजी इन फाइनल आपको बहुत हेल्प करेगा, बिकॉज देयर द नंबर ऑफ केस लॉज इंक्रीजेस पर सब्जेक्ट. उसमें डीटी में भी रहेगा, आईडीटी में भी रहेगा, लॉ में भी भयंकर बहुत सारे रहेंगे. So this particular strategy has to be remembered throughout your CA course, wherein every case law का एक छोटा सा short clip should be recorded in your voice और वो गाने के जैसे सुनते रहो. So this will help. I think I have missed out a lot of questions, but probably I can open up the round for. अरे मैं डरा क्यों रही हूँ? ठीक है, I can open up the round for question answers. Possibly if any of you guys have any questions, please do ask. Unmute yourself and ask. Prathamesh, would you like to take up any of the questions?
Yeah, any questions on there?
What about notes?
Yeah,
So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a question, it's about time management. So this whole month, first I was positive, then my family went positive. Now I have come to a situation like where I have 50 days left to the exam. And I'm playing right now, like how to go at it. Like I'm not forgotten things, but I'm in a situation where I'm thinking like I don't know anything. So how to help with that? Could you hear me?
Sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you type your doubt in the chat box?
Prathamesh, so
Okay, how to
we can.
manage your time in maths? Am I correct? Hello, how to manage your time in maths? That was the doubt.
Yes.
Prathamesh, there have been multiple questions. So, basically you can, I can tell you the questions that are being asked on chat. You can answer them one by one.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, so someone is asking, what about the notes in law? How should they prepare their notes for law and time management for maths? So possibly you can highlight on these 2 points.
Okay, so first one is notes and law. Actually, you just have to study the module, but in addition, what you can do, like for my attempt, what I did was I made flowcharts. You study a concept and draw a flowchart or a table diagram and understand. Like for example, if I give you a law, there were doctrines: doctrine of ultrawires, doctrine of indoor management, and doctrine of last I don't remember, external reconstruction or something like that was there. So I made a flow diagram, like what are the points in the three things and how these three doctrines are differentiated. So when you make flow charts, you understand the difference. Even now, I remember the difference that ultra wires is beyond the powers, and indoor management is something like a silver lining for the company or silver lining silver lining for the investor. So these are the things that like you can make diagrams and remember, and you don't have to make extensive notes, just flowcharts will do. For CA foundation level, diagrams is all that you have to make and nothing else. Rest you can all study from module. And if you have any class specific notes, like they have given you a summary or how to write answers, then you can read that. Now that was all on the first doubt. Now on the second doubt, time management in maths. Now I would elaborate few things on that. Depends on how you want to study and in what time you have to complete. If you have to complete 13 chapters in 13 days, one chapter per day, and how to study that chapter, I can tell you. And if you want a 2 week or a month for maths, like you could need 2 days per chapter, then I can say that also. So who wanted to ask that question? Can you specify? Like, what is your time frame?
Heath is asking, the time management is regarding the exam. How should he manage his time in exam?
Okay, so you cannot, I give you some tips, but you have to practice to manage the time. Like 3 hours are more than enough. I completed my paper in just 2 hours and I scored 90 plus in maths. So time management is not a problem in CA foundation. Now to manage, you can start with stats and then you can go on logical reasoning, and lastly you can attempt maths. That's the basic formula.
Prathamesh, sorry to interrupt, but it's 2 hours.
Sorry
to interrupt. The paper is of 2 hours,
okay,
not 3.
Okay. yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So for 2 hours paper, I remember that I completed it before in 1 hour 30 minutes or something like that. So time management is not a problem. First you have to solve statistics, then you have to solve logical reasoning, and then you have to solve maths. You can reverse the order, like you can solve logical reasoning also, then stats, and then maths. Now keep permutation and combination sums in the last. Do all the mathematical sums like the direction test and logical reasoning, direction test, blood relation, and mathematical parts like the ratio, proportion, all that. Like you can clear without, like, just in an hour you can clear your paper and secure your passing percentage, that is 40 in just 1 hour. And in the next 1 hour you try to score above 80 in the next 40 questions that are of mathematics. So I don't think time management would be a problem there. You just follow this order.
Okay, and one thing that I would like to add is, if you're lucky enough, you will get a paper in 3 sections, that is mathematics, logical reasoning, and statistics. But at times they jumble up, they mix it all. So in our attempt also, it was the same thing. And in that, it becomes difficult to figure out, like, it's wastage of time figuring out which sum belongs to which section. So what you should do is, if it is jumbled, what you should do is, the sum that you see and you are very much confident about, that you know this sum, just go for it and solve those sums first. But if you are getting it in category wise, then obviously go for statistics first, then logical reasoning, and then maths. Even in maths, the sums which are of theoretical type or does not require much of solving and scribbling, prioritize them first and then go for calculus, permutation sums and all. Any more doubts?
Okay, so there are people who are having, who are suffering from COVID right now, or they have concerns in their families right now. So I would basically like to take up this question. We do understand that the situation is really very, very tough, and considering concentrating in the situation is even tougher, wherein बाकी सब पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं जोश में, अपन अपने इधर बैंड बजी पड़ी है. बट गाइज रिमेम्बर, द डार्केस्ट आवर इज जस्ट बिफोर द डॉन. यार ये तो अभी शुरुआत है, मेहनत करनी तो है इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ व्हाटएवर द सिचुएशन. अभी देखो कोविड है, ऑब्वियसली आई अंडरस्टैंड कि वीकनेस रहेगा, स्ट्रेंथ नहीं है पढ़ाई करने का. जितना टाइम स्पेयर कर सकते हो उतना करो, बिकॉज क्वारंटाइन रहोगे, बेसिकली कुछ और करना नहीं है. तो या तो सोओगे या तो फिर पढ़ाई करोगे। तो हाउ मच एवर टाइम यू आर अवेक ना, उतना खाली पढ़ाई में डालो, उसके अलावा और कुछ सोचो ही मत। डू नॉट कॉन्सेंट्रेट कि मेरे को कोविड है, अपना ध्यान भटकाओ इफ पॉसिबल। हाँ, अगर सिचुएशन ज्यादा सीरियस है तो ऑब्वियसली मतलब हेल्थ कम्स फर्स्ट, बट ट्राई मतलब मेडिकेशन बराबर लो एंड हेल्दी खाना खाओ, मतलब जितना हो सके उतना सेफ रहो। बट जितना टाइम जगे हो उतना पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दो। अल्टीमेटली डू योर बेस्ट, गॉड विल डू द रेस्ट। सेकेंड थिंग, समवन वाज आस्किंग कि नेक्स्ट 50 डेज में पढ़ाई की प्लानिंग कैसे करें। तो सी पढ़ाई की प्लानिंग स्ट्रेटेजाइज करना वो एक्चुअली वो स्टूडेंट के स्ट्रेंथ एंड वीकनेस पर मतलब बेस्ड है। बट जस्ट टू यू नो हेल्प यू, मैंने भी मेरी सीपीटी की पढ़ाई 60 डेज में करी थी। आई डिड नॉट हैव मच टाइम, बट आई secured very good marks, like decently good marks in all the subject। हाँ, अभी आप लोग बोलोगे आपका तो यार सीपीटी था, वो एमसीक्यू होता है। भाई एमसीक्यू में भी नेगेटिव मार्किंग होता है, ठीक है। तो वो तभी नेगेटिव मार्किंग का झोल था। बट ठीक है, वो जाने दो। बट स्टिल अगर विलिंग है ना, विलिंग मतलब आप ऐसा विलिंगनेस है कि करना है, तो अल्टीमेटली थिंग्स विल हैपन इन योर वे एंड आप कर लोगे। 50 डेज में पढ़ाई कैसे करनी है, डिवाइड द अभी 50 डेज में फर्स्ट 3 डेज जो रहेंगे एग्जाम से नजदीक के, जो 3 डेज रहेंगे, दैट यू बी स्टार्टिंग फॉर योर फर्स्ट सब्जेक्ट। उसके बाद में आपके पास बचे 47 डेज। 47 डेज में से पर सब्जेक्ट इफ यू इन्वेस्ट 3 डेज फॉर रिविजन, तो आपका 12 डेज उसमें चला जाएगा। बैक कैलकुलेशन करोगे तो आपके पास बाकी रहेंगे अराउंड 35 नहीं 25 डेज बाकी रहेंगे। yes, if my calculation is correct, तो 25 days को you have to allocate into 4 subjects। 25 days में से 5 दिन हर सब्जेक्ट को दो, बाकी का जो 5 दिन है ना, वो आप बफर के लिए रखो कि यार ये सब्जेक्ट में मेरे को पता नहीं कितना एक्स्ट्रा टाइम अगर लग जाए तो क्या होगा। तो टारगेट 5 डेज में एक पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट खत्म करना है। अभी ये 5 डेज को आगे ड्रिल डाउन कैसे करना है, ये 5 डेज में भी ना आपका स्टडी प्लान रेडी होना चाहिए कि मेरा आज ये पर्टिकुलर डे पे इतने चैप्टर्स मेरे को खत्म करने हैं, तो उतने चैप्टर्स वो दिन पे खत्म हो जाने चाहिए। अभी जब भी आप 5 डेज को ब्रेक डाउन कर रहे हो ना इन नंबर ऑफ चैप्टर्स, देन एवरी डे का भी चैप्टर्स, एवरी डे का आर वाइज एलोकेशन करना है। अब अगर आज डिसाइड किया, आज अपने को कल के लिए प्लानिंग करनी है, तो कल अगर मेरे को 4 चैप्टर खत्म करने हैं, मेरे को 5 चैप्टर खत्म करने हैं, तो कितने घंटे में कितने कौन से चैप्टर्स खत्म करना है, इवन दैट शुड बी प्लान्ड टुडे। प्लानिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड, बट उसका एग्जीक्यूशन इज इवन मोर इम्पोर्टेंट। ओके, तो ऐसा ना हो कि आप खाली प्लानिंग करते रहो और एग्जीक्यूशन में लग जाए। तो इंश्योर करना कि आप प्लान रियलिस्टिक कर रहे हो एंड उसके हिसाब से आप एग्जीक्यूट भी कर रहे हो, ठीक है। अगर कंसंट्रेट करके 2 आवर्स भी पढ़ा ना, तो वो 2 आवर्स में जितना पढ़ाई करोगे ना, वो बिना कंसंट्रेशन के पढ़ाई किया हुआ जो रहेगा ना, उसका लाइक 5 आवर्स 6 आवर्स का भी पढ़ाई किया रहेगा ना, वो आपका 2 घंटे में खत्म हो जाएगा। दैट इज फ्रॉम पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस दैट आई कुड से। मैं फाइनल सीए में 20 आवर्स पढ़ाई की है, खाली 4 घंटा सोई है, खाली 4 घंटा दिन का सोई है। बट मेरे को पता है दैट फेज वाज रियली बैड, वेयर इन out of those 20 hours effective study was only 12 to 13 hours। I had to target 12 to 13 hours, that I was sure of। बट वो 12 to 13 hours इफेक्टिव स्टडी के लिए मेरे को ग्रॉस स्टडी कितना करना पड़ रहा है ना, वो मेरे कंसंट्रेशन पे डिपेंड करता है। तो यस, आई अंडरस्टैंड कि टफ सिचुएशंस आएगी, बट इसको अरे तो इसको कैसे टैकल करना है वो भी आपको ही सॉल्व करना है, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली डिग्री अपने को ही मिलनी है, ठीक है। अपने लिए ही काम कर रहे हैं, अपना ही करियर बनने वाला है, अभी तो बस शुरुआत है, फिर आएगी आर्टिकलशिप। आर्टिकलशिप में जो रोना आएगा ना, ठीक है कोई वादा नहीं, वो सब जाने तो बाद में। बट अभी के लिए पढ़ाई वैसे ही प्लान करो, रियलिस्टिक प्लान करो और उसको एग्जीक्यूशन पे मतलब एग्जीक्यूशन पे ध्यान दो, तो आई थिंक हो जाएगा। एंड इफ इन केस यू गाइस आर स्टक एनीवेयर ना, यू कैन कनेक्ट विद दीज इंटर मेंटर्स। अगर कुछ सब्जेक्ट स्पेसिफिक रहेगा तो, और स्ट्रेटेजाइज करना रहेगा तो, यू कैन कनेक्ट विद मी, कुछ भी रहेगा तो वी आर देयर फॉर यू। एंड अच्छा, और कोई एनी क्वेश्चंस? अरे अनम्यूट करके पूछो इफ इन केस इफ यू हैव मिस्ड आउट ऑन एनी ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम चैट।
Any more questions, anyone? So I guess we are done with the session. And I would like to thank all the panelists for joining, and especially Ashvi ma'am. Thank you so much for all the insights. Uh, okay, so we have a question. For motivation. Okay, so for motivation, we have put some reels on our Instagram page, if I'm not wrong, and we will be posting stories and all, and uh, yeah, we will keep doing things on WhatsApp group. So that's the other thing. We basically over here are to help you regarding the strategies and what all things where you find difficulties. So yeah,
I want to add on one thing. Yeah, especially for paper 3 maths. Now I don't remember, but there are some logarithm sums in maths, and like examiner provide you a logbook. So instead of using a logbook, you can just learn tricks on YouTube for logarithm sums, and yes, that would be helpful. And like you can solve logarithm sums using the calculator, and that can save about 5 minutes in your exam. So yeah.
anyone else having any question or something?
Akash, sorry, Ayush.
Yes.
Sorry. I would like to do some branding for Vision CA. Guys, see Vision CA के mentors ना उन लोग ने by heart and soul अपने आप ही mentorship के लिए register किया हुआ है, and they are here for getting harassed. ठीक है, तो ये जो इंटर के बच्चे हैं ना, वो हम सीए लोग को परेशान करते हैं. You foundation kids can call them, can ping them. अच्छा ठीक है, if they are busy in their schedule ना, तो फिर they'll revert it after a while or something, but still हम है यहाँ पे आपके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने के लिए. सो इफ यू आर स्टक एनीवेयर यू आर सपोज टू कॉन्टैक्ट अस. दिस इज एन ऑर्डर. भाई करना है, हम सीए है, इसके लिए हम हमसे बात कैसे करूँ, 2 बार पूछूं कैसे, ऐसा नहीं सोचना है. देयर शुड नॉट बी अ गैप. आई एम नॉट अ मैम, आई एम दीदी. ज्यादा रिस्पेक्ट देनी है तो दीदी, अगर कम रिस्पेक्ट देनी है तो अश्वी बुलाओ, बेस्ट है. तो वैसे ही every particular mentor who is there, who is here to help you, that's it. And we are doing this selflessly. Please do take the most out of it, and do ask as many questions as you can. Do not get stuck anywhere. Personal issue भी रहेगा ना तो भी वांदा नहीं, call करो. It is okay, we will answer, we will help and sort it out. Okay, we will not be able to sort it out, but we can obviously help you guys how to plan your studies in that particular situation. So please make the most of Vision CA. We are here to help you, and we'll be there throughout your CA journey. 1-to-1 mentorship के लिए I think सबने enroll किया रहेगा. If in case नहीं किया है तो do get enrolled. You will be assigned some mentor who will be there to guide you throughout your CA journey, CA foundation, inter and final CA. Till you become a chartered accountant, you are under our wing. So if you have any issues, you can contact with that particular mentor. अगर वो mentor खुद अगर वो issue solve नहीं कर पाए ना, तो वो किसी और से पूछ के आपका issue solve कर देगा, लेकिन your problem will be solved. If in case mentor is busy, तो उसको एक बार वापस पिंग करो. Do not hesitate, because हो सकता है the person is having some busy schedule, इसीलिए he or she couldn't respond. But do keep asking questions. जितना आप मेहनत करोगे हमें questions पूछने में, उतना हमको अच्छा लगेगा that we are giving it back. So like this was the basic agenda behind we starting up Vision CA, and if that gets fulfilled, so we are more than happy. I'll share the link. We do have Google Forms created for it. You guys can fill up the forms for 1-to-1 mentorship, and we will assign you mentors accordingly. So if there are no other questions, possibly one request, can we have you guys on video, please? I need to take a snapshot of मतलब एक बेसिक वो होता है क्लीशे वेरिन हर सेमिनार के बाद में एक व्यू एक ग्रुप फोटो होता है, तो एक वेबिनार के लिए भी लेट्स टेक अ स्नैपशॉट प्लीज। प्लीज वीडियो ऑन करो गाइस। कोई भाव नहीं दे रहा।
Yeah, everyone, please do the needful. Ma'am is saying.
मैम नहीं, अश्विनी बोलो। अश्विनी आई एम वेटिंग। हिमी, आपने बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछे, अब वीडियो तो ऑन कर लो। एनीवे स्माइल। ओके
And
So-
all of you take care, study well. You were saying something, Ashwin.
नथिंग, खाली जब भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो तभी एक बार मास्क पहन के पेपर लिखने का ट्राई करना, बिकॉज दैट वुड बी चैलेंज। एग्जाम में इरिटेशन होएगा तो वो इरिटेशन का पहले से ही कुछ ना कुछ सोल्यूशन जुगाड़ ढूंढ लेना। मास्क तो पहना ही है तो उसके हिसाब से वो कंफर्टेबल जो भी हो वो भी ध्यान में रखना। एंड डू कनेक्ट। ऑल द बेस्ट। टेक केयर गाइस।
Yeah, so that would be all for the session, and I would really like to thank Ashwi ma'am and Ashwi and Prithvi bhai for taking this brilliant initiative, and all the Vision CA team, and also our panelists, and of course you students for joining. Thank you so much, everyone. And for any doubts, as Ashwi said, you can ping us on WhatsApp anytime. Thank you, everyone.